When it comes to your diet, when you want to expand to the next level, you've got to make shifts. The reason you got to make shifts in your diet is because you're demanding your brain, which is fueled by your diet. Think about the hood for a moment. Think about impoverished areas where people seem to be wild, right? Seem to be a little more irrational. Yeah, miss? I mean, come on. It's what we see. Do you have any idea or thoughts on why that is? Have you ever thought that they're not just crazy? Turn the stove down while we talk about food. Have you ever thought about it? Has it ever crossed your mind? Let me tell you something. Those people are not crazy, but they are lacking deficiency that fuels their brain. They're lacking the nutrients, the nitrates. They're lacking all the things that feed the body what it needs to function like it's supposed to. For example, if you're not getting leafy greens, oh my God, that regulator in the brain alone causes it to shut down and short circuit. So let's just talk about the leafy greens aspect. Where do you find leafy greens in lower impoverished communities? You don't. Exactly. Some of you might say, well, why don't they just go to the grocery store? Well, you have to know what's going to make a difference for you before you can choose it. Because if you don't know it, then you don't get to choose it. I'm just saying. Okay? So they don't see it anywhere in their environment. And as a result of that, it's not on their mind, but the nutrient folic acid that the brain needs is not being provided. And when it's not being provided, what do you think they're left with? Yeah. So let's go to the grocery store. I recently went. Can you see? Have you ever been? Do you know what those greens look like? How they are just like flimsy and falling apart like this? Clearly not something someone would want to purchase. There's nothing stimulating in it that's going to bring about life because there's no life in it. So why would they choose that? You see, all of this systemic stuff is intentional. But now that you know that it's intentional, and I'm sharing the other side with you, you've got to also begin to take responsibility for yourself. And if you want to expand and get your brain, it's going to have to require more hours. It's going to have to require new learning. This is good for me too. You're going to have to supply it with the nutrients it needs to open up your mind. You're going to have to walk away from natural sugars, which slow you down because they always have a downside. And it's not just energy. It's hormonal. It's how you feel. It's how you interact. It's how you short circuit. It interacts with all of those things. So you want your brain to be in a position to expand so that the cells can rejuvenate, so that they can clear. They can get rid of excess free radicals so that they can be harmonized, so that they can expand and fight off sickness and disease. The only way to do that is to feed your cells. If you're not doing that, you don't give your body a chance to, which then leaves you wondering why you feel irritable, upset, and you're blaming everything outside of you because your culture has taught you to do that instead of look within. I know I'm helping you today. So when we think about this whole idea on my, the 50 miles, yeah, that was a part of it. The 50-mile marathon, getting my diet right actually mattered. And I've only talked about my brain. Now let's move into the body just a little bit. I'm not going to try to over communicate all of this, but I want you to start thinking about it. I'm training hard, right? So I have these sprint trainings I'm doing up and down the stairs, 8 flights of stairs, 10 times, sometimes 15 times a day, just as part of my training. That's going to develop my speed. That's one, right? So my muscles are getting bigger and stronger because I'm short stairs and I'm like hustling. Then I have these long runs for endurance, right? That's what people say, you got a carb load. Okay. I have these long runs of endurance, both of which are causing my muscles to fill with lactic acid. How you gonna get the lactic acid out, Marquise? I don't know. Soreness feels good. Nah. When you're eating food that is natural in nutrients, natural, you don't have to add anything to it, they're laden with alkalinity. So as I was eating all of those greens and salads and wraps and things of that nature, I was alkalizing my cells so that as the lactic acid was building from the muscle and the endurance, it could take care of it. It could mitigate it so that I would heal. They would repair faster because I had more alkaline coming in than the acid that was building. And this thing of life where you're trying to make it to the next level, if you're only focused on the work, you are going to have to climb a hill so tough you might pass out along the way. This is why your nutrition matters. If you start to bring in nutrition, then your body and your brain can compensate, they can heal, they can repair, so that you get to keep going. You see, before I changed my diet, I would have to stop. That one long day on the weekend, that one long Saturday, sometimes I will be passed out for the rest of the day. Another 4, maybe 5 hours will be gone. So the run itself was 3 to 4 hours. Then I had 3 to 4 hours not to recover, to sleep. And I didn't wake up going, okay, now I feel great. No, I woke up like, okay, let me get my legs moving. Let me massage myself. Let me get in the gym. That sort of thing. When you want greatness, you've got to shift your diet too. So when I shift my diet to all raw vegan, it gave me the capacity to need less sleep. If I needed less sleep, then I had more time to be awake, not only to train, but to also get my work done. So all the training, remember, some people say I wouldn't run a race or train for something because I don't have the time. Well, if you need less sleep because your body's recouping, come on, man. Y'all better pay attention to the stuff I'm dishing out. I'm really giving you nuggets of gold that can transform not only how you diet or change your food around, but the goals you get to accomplish in your life. I'm here grilling some potatoes that I'm going to make for tacos this evening. But I'm trying to give you these nuggets so that you can totally transform how you show up. Your diet matters. You can't cheat it. You're only cheating yourself when you do. People keep thinking, well, one day, I can't eat like that. It don't work for me. How do you know? How do you know? Oh, it gave you gas because you had vegetables? Do you know that gas coming from after eating vegetables, all that means is that the vegetables are doing their job? They're cutting through the acid. They're cutting through the fat, breaking it up to try to come out of you. And that's why you have gas? I'm trying to help you. These natural things can transform your entire performance, your experience of life, how you show up in life. I might have a little bit of oil on my face. Let me clean that off. I'm just saying. These are the things that can help you accelerate your path. Let alone make all the money you want to make, and then you have to give it up later in life for long-term care. Because you didn't take care of your body, so now your children don't get any of it. Your legacy dies in your same lifetime when you have to give it up to medical care. Have you thought about that? Yeah, you got it, but they don't get it. So what was the point of it all? This is part of the process. Taking care of your diet is essential. So I'm going to give you a couple things you can do. Let me check on my potatoes first. Number 1, this is a cheat code. Y'all like cheat codes? Cheat code. For breakfast, start out with fresh fruit. I said fresh fruit in season. Let's go. Have as much of it as you want. I don't care what the YouTubers say who don't know what they're talking about. Don't worry about the sugar because it has fiber in the fruit and it balances it. Comment below. Say what you want to say. We can go back and forth, toe to toe every day. I got you. You won't defeat me. And it's because it's not because you're battling me. It's Mother Nature, because all sugar is not equal. But when you do that, you need less of the pastas and the enriched wheat flours throughout the day. You need less of the sugars that'll come with all the other stuff. This is why I am telling you this. Wake up. Have your fresh fruit as much as you like. Then have something after that if you want to. At lunchtime, get a fresh salad. Start with a fresh salad. You don't need to be falling asleep anyway. You see, most of us are eating according to what we want to eat, which is based on what our tongue desires. I'm trying to help you. Because if you keep going based on what your tongue desires, your tongue is equivalent to the eye. I'm going to teach that lesson in the video too. They both only care about what's out there, not what's happening in here, which is where the gold is reserved and preserved so that you have the stamina and the electrical current flowing through you to be the amazing you were meant to be. This is the kind of stuff we talk about in the free VIP group. Why don't you go ahead and join? There's a link below. I look forward to seeing you in there. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel. Share this with somebody you love. And I'll reply to your comments. Peace.